Hey there, folks. It's Slice of Film, and today I'm going to present to you the top 10 best TV series from around the world. Relax and enjoy the show. Let's start with the series Breaking Bad, which premiered in 2008, with a user rating of 9.5. To chemistry teacher Walter White from the American city of Albuquerque, he's diagnosed with lung cancer. Doctors figure he's got about 2 years left to live. To secure his pregnant wife Skylar and his son Walter Jr. with money before his death, White starts cooking and selling methamphetamine alongside his former student Jesse Pinkman and his friends Badger and Skinny Pete. The meth cooked by Walter and Jesse surpasses the quality of competitors' products. White gets involved with drug dealer Tuco Salamanca and becomes known among other dealers as Heisenberg. Walter's brother-in-law, Hank, works in the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and investigates the case of Heisenberg, eventually tracing it back to Salamanca. In the second place is Chernobyl, released in 2019, with a user rating of 9.4. It is a mini-series that tells the tale of one of the biggest man-made disasters in history, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant accident of 1986. The plot unfolds in the USSR and within the Chernobyl exclusion zone. The catastrophe occurred during an ill-fated reactor test, leading to an explosion and the release of radioactive materials into the atmosphere. The main character, scientist Valery Legasov, strives to uncover the causes of the accident and minimize its consequences. The subsequent arc of the series delves into the efforts to mitigate the aftermath of the disaster. Doctors, scientists, military personnel, and local residents risk their lives to contain the spread of radioactivity and try to conceal the true scale of the catastrophe. The series also explores political pressure, bureaucratic obstacles, and the battle against the deadly consequences of radiation. Taking third place is Sherlock, which premiered in 2010, with a user rating of 9.1. 4 mysterious suicides, occurring one after the other, have the London police stumped. Scotland Yard Inspector Lestrade reaches out for assistance to the consulting detective Sherlock Holmes. Together with his companion Dr. Watson, Holmes examines an abandoned house, the latest crime scene where a dead woman, dressed in pink, was discovered. Before her demise, the woman tried to write down a certain word. Utilizing his favorite tool, deduction, Holmes comes to the conclusion that all 4 incidents are the work of a serial killer. Coming in fourth is Stranger Things, which premiered in 2016, with a user rating of 8.7. The first season takes viewers back to 1983 in the small town of Hawkins, Indiana. Under mysterious circumstances, a boy goes missing in the town. The local police chief, his mother, and a brave team of school friends start searching for him. They also come across a strange bald girl who, at first, can't say a word. Only over time do they discover that the girl actually possesses telepathic abilities and escaped from a top-secret government lab. As a bonus from a parallel reality, an unpleasant company emerges alongside her in the form of a monster, the Demogorgon. At the 5th spot is Daredevil, released in 2015, with a user rating of 8.6. At the age of 9, Matt Murdock loses his sight completely due to an accident involving chemicals, and learns to navigate using his intuition, relying on his heightened hearing and touch. Years later, he lives in the most criminal part of Manhattan and opens his own law firm alongside his friend Foggy Nelson. By day, he defends people as a lawyer, and when darkness falls, he transforms into a superhero in a red suit, taking on dangerous thugs blindly and confronting his main enemy, the leader of the criminal syndicate, Wilson Fisk. Moving on to the 6th position, we have Shameless, which premiered in 2011, with a user rating of 8.6. The story unfolds in one of the poorest neighborhoods of Chicago, revolving around the troubled Gallagher family. The head of the family, Frank Gallagher, is a chronic alcoholic and a small-time scam artist, spending his days trying to scrape up easy money for booze. While he gets into various troubles, paying little attention to his children, his eldest daughter, Fiona, is forced to take on the role of guardian for her younger siblings, Lip, Ian, Debbie, Carl, and Liam. Counting solely on each other's help, the Gallaghers learn to navigate independent lives, grow up, enter romantic relationships, and strive to achieve their goals against all odds. In 7th place is Euphoria, released in 2019, with a user rating of 8.3. The story centers on a group of teenagers who find themselves dealing with the inherent problems of their period of life, from social media and psychological trauma to sex and drugs. Rue has just gotten out of rehab, But not even a week has passed when she buys drugs from Fesco again. Soon the heroine gets acquainted with Jules, who had time to fight with the soccer player Nate, whom the whole school is afraid of. At the same time, Kat suffers from lack of love and lack of respect. Maddie doesn't realize how creepy her longtime boyfriend is, and Chris can't figure out how to treat a girl in bed. Occupying the 8th spot is American Horror Story, which premiered in 2011, with a user rating of 8. American Horror Story is a series where each season unfolds a new tale, steeped in an atmosphere of fear, trembling, and hopelessness. This multi-episode show is rife with paranormal phenomena, mystique, and many plots are based on real events. Among the stories told are a haunted house, the horrors of a closed psychiatric hospital, a school of witches in New Orleans, a circus show with freaks, the enigma of the mysterious Cortez Hotel, the adventures of an interracial couple, the mystique of the 2016 U.S. presidential election, and even the extinction of humanity due to an apocalypse. Coming in 9th is The Witcher, released in 2019 with a user rating of 8. Geralt is a fearless adventurer who's ready to risk his life and take on another monster or wild beast for a handful of well-earned coins. He belongs to the Witcher clan, mutated individuals with animal-like instincts, capable of sensing evil, enhanced strength, and some spellcasting abilities. Roaming the continent and taking on various undead contracts, Geralt encounters a peculiar prophecy that reveals his future is tied to a blonde girl from the forest, one with many enemies. Meanwhile, the kingdom of Sintra faces an invasion from the neighboring Nilfgaard forces. As the local rulers struggle to defend their castle, they lose several battles, forcing the young heir to the throne, Ciri, to flee and seek refuge in the woods. And finally, in the 10th position is Tulsa King, which premiered in 2022, with a user rating of 8. New York mobster Dwight Manfredi, also known as the General, serves 25 years in prison for a murder ordered by his boss, Pete Invernizzi. Throughout his entire sentence, he remains loyal to the criminal family, keeps his lips sealed, and reads a lot to keep his mind sharp. Upon his release, he faces a cold welcome and is exiled to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where, on his boss's orders, he's forced to establish a criminal network. In Tulsa, the main character assembles a team of the first people he comes across and sets out to build his own criminal empire. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Slice of Film, bringing you more videos about movies and TV shows on our channel. Stay tuned for more.